Can you guess who is the biggest enemy to a narcissist? It's not me or you. It's not anybody. It is the narcissist, him or herself. That is the truth. How so? Well, the things they do make them clearly live a very dissatisfied life. For example, they chase relationships, they chase new partners in the pursuit of satisfaction, but they never feel it. Why? Because they think, rather they believe that it's the other person who is at fault, who is defective, when in reality it's them. They never look within, which keeps them in a perpetual state of suffering and chasing the high. That is what makes them their biggest enemy. They believe in things that are purely delusional, and their entire belief system is absurd and weird, which is what we are going to talk about in this episode. Hi, I am Danish, a psychologist and a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for today's video is 5 crazy things that narcissists actually believe, the things that make them their biggest enemy. If that sounds interesting and you are eager to learn more about these beliefs, please make sure to subscribe before we get started, because as I always request, your subscription to this channel may help in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Number 1, they delusionally believe that they have the full capacity to love, when you and I both know love is a concept they only know to weaponize against you. Love is an emotion they know they can invoke in you and then use it to make you do things you would not do otherwise. Love is something they cannot experience or feel. To them, love is an obsession. Love is a chase to feel a high that can make them feel temporarily alive. They also believe that they can fulfill all the commitments, all the promises they make. And that's delusional, isn't it? Because when they future fake you, they're not just lying to you. That's why it feels so real. They think they can make all of that come true quite magically without putting in the work. They also believe that they are the most honest person you will ever meet. Nobody is going to ever love you like them, which is what they tell you when threatening you with abandonment. They say, oh, if you want to leave, you can leave. But remember, you are never going to find anybody like me. Proving that they falsely believe they are great lovers when the truth is the opposite of that. Number 2, they genuinely believe that they have been mistreated by every single ex they were in a relationship with. How so? Well, to them, mistreatment is not giving them full authority and control, not turning into a doormat, taking a stand against them, saying no, not fully giving in, not being compliant enough, not just taking in orders from them like they own you. That is what mistreatment to a narcissist is. Mistreatment is also exposing them. Mistreatment is also demanding better treatment. That is how they see mistreatment. You do all of that, so naturally they are going to believe that you mistreated them. They are the victim in every single story. That is a common denominator. In any story, a narcissist can only play one of these 3 roles. One of a savior who saved the relationship, 2, the hero, the person who gets all the attention, who saved the day, 3, of a victim. Beyond that, they can't do anything at all. Why? Because if they were to take responsibility, if they were to say, I messed it up, that would mean they'll have to accept there's something wrong with them, that something is missing. They can't do that. They have to absolve themselves of all the responsibility. They have to wash their hands off the responsibility and force it on you, project everything on you. And the only way to do that would be taking a role of a victim, somebody who was wronged. That's why when they share those sob stories with you, they sound and seem so genuine when they are not. Delusional belief number 3. This is the core origin of your trauma bonding. They genuinely believe that you betrayed them by changing. When they love bomb you, they idealize your perfect self. They think you are the solution. But when the devaluation begins, they hurt you, abuse you, abandon you, because what you are does not match with what they thought you are. So that shift is what makes them think you have betrayed them. that you have wronged them, that you have fooled them, that you have lied to them, when in truth you have been just yourself. And it's their perceptive flaw that they didn't see you as a human being. They saw you as a solution, as a trophy of some kind that would keep making them feel that high forever. The irony is that it should be you feeling betrayed, but no, they steal that from you as well. They turn themselves into a big victim and say that you betrayed them by not being who you were in the beginning, or who they made you out to be. When the truth is, it's them who changed. It's them who shapeshifted into an entirely different person once they got full control over you. That is extreme form of projection and the worst case of delusion. This kind of delusional thinking of your narcissistic partner is what leads to abusive, non-abusive treatment, the cycles of hot and cold behavior, and that is what gets you trauma bonded to them. Talking about trauma bond, I have launched a life-changing program on how to break a trauma bond with a narcissist in 5 practical steps. In this program, I'll help you understand how you get trauma bonded to a narcissist at a nervous system level and how your hormones influence that. Then I'll help you learn how to set yourself free in 5 practical steps. The intake capacity is only for 100 people. If you want to enroll right now, click the I button above or the link in the description of this episode. Number 4, and the obvious one, they believe that they never mistreated you. If they did, it was because of you, because you said something, you did something in a way that triggered them, which is what made them act a certain way, and it's justified. Or they treated you in an abusive way because you let them treat you that way. So it's your fault. You are a naive person. You were a fool for not detecting their narcissism, for trusting in them. That is how these sociopathic, malignant narcissists justify their abusive treatment towards you. They think, oh, she's such a foolish person. He is such a giving person, which makes him a perfect target. He should not be giving. It's his fault. So it's not my problem. I will keep taking advantage of them. I will keep using them until I can, because it's their fault. They should have not trusted me in the first place. They should have been able to see through my manipulation, because they don't have a problem with it and they're letting me do it to them. I will continuously keep doing it. They also use compartmentalization a lot. They minimize their abusive behavior by comparing it with what they could have done to you, the worst case scenario, and then expect you to be grateful about not receiving that kind of treatment from them. They also justify it on the basis of what you have done to them and what they have experienced in the past, and so on. Basically, they have zero empathy towards you, and they can't take responsibility. They can't look within. They gaslight you and believe that they didn't say that. They didn't do that. That's how they function. Number 5, and the last one. They delusionally believe that their next partner is going to be better than you, instead of looking within and asking themselves, how did I mess this up? What could I have done better? Is it my fault? All of these questions are asked by all survivors. I get to hear these questions all the time in my sessions. People really look within because the narcissist has convinced them that they are at fault. It's their problem. However, a true narcissist doesn't ever think about that. They always think about the replacement. They always think about finding a better person, someone who would treat them in a better way, someone who would recognize how worthy they are because you failed at doing so. Someone who wouldn't dupe and betray them like you did by changing yourself when they are the ones who kept changing themselves like a chameleon. Someone who wouldn't be so clingy, so needy. Someone who would be emotionally stable. Someone who wouldn't have a baggage from the past. That is how they devalue you. That is how they make you feel like you are this filth, this thing that nobody wants to do anything with. That you are undesirable, number one, that you are unworthy and you should, become invisible and never come out seeking partnerships or relationships. They think the next person is going to be the answer to all their questions. But as you and I both know, that never ends happening because it's them who's the problem. They end up treating the next partner the same way, but in a different manner. That was number 5. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Let me know which one did you resonate with the most in comments below, and which one of these beliefs did you see in the narcissist that you have been dealing with. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.